Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Feel the peace of Shri Ram in your heart.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Wherever you are, just chant. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Allow Shri Ram
Shri
from
Ram,
there
Jai
to come
Ram,
here.
Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, 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 Jai Jai Ram. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंदा गोविंदा। And now I have a request to all the parents of those kids. Please look behind. They are banging the table, they are making noise. Kindly take control, get the children with you. What is going to be spoken is for everyone, including those kids. Kindly, parents of those kids, have a look. Parents, their children should be quiet, not bang on the table, please. Please, children. All children, only children, children, raise your hand. All children, very good. With me, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, ah. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Everybody. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Now it is Ramayana. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Kavita, is it ready? Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Let us begin with the reason why we are here. Today, we are celebrating a wait of 500 years of re-establishing dharma, where in our motherland Bharat, the temple of Shri Ram is ready, and it is ready to be unveiled to the whole world. Jai Shri Ram!
Jai Shri Ram!
Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! And if we don't know the story of Ram, the Ramayana, then what is the point? Therefore, we are going to tell you today the story of Ramayana, but in a short form. Why? because the story of Ramayana is so beautiful and so long that it will take an entire lifetime to hear. But please allow us this opportunity to share this beautiful story with all of you all. In Sangshep means in short. But as we are Sanatan Dharmas, we always begin with Vidyatrayi. Kindly join me in invoking the three gods of knowledge. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Do you know? Whenever, wherever the story of Ram, the Ramayana is sung, there always is Hanumanji present. So even today, he will be around us. Let us invoke the grace of the great Bhakta of Sri Ram, Bhagwan Hanuman. Kindly join me. Manojavam Marutulya Vegham Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatasmajam Vanarayuthamukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhye. And can we start Ramayana without remembering the Ram? What is Ram? Where is Ram? Kan kan mein hai Ram. Ram which is everywhere. To that extent that Bhagwan Shiv himself said to Ma Parvati that if someone does not remember the whole of the Shastra Nama, what to do? Kindly join me. Shri Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Shahasra Nama Tattulyam Ram Nama Varanane Shri Ram Nama Varanana Om Nama Iti. And now let us begin the story of Ramayana. Rajshree, would you please?
Hari Om Namaskar to everybody. Ramayana, I'm sure most of us know the story of. Today we are here to see what is the deeper meaning, what is the Upanishadic meaning of Ramayana. How Ramayana relates to us. Yes, we all know Sri Ram as the God, as the Devta. We are here today to witness the marriage of Sri Ram also. But how does it actually relate to us in our lives? This is what we are going to find out today. Before I begin, I must thank all of you for giving us this opportunity to tell you something, to share some knowledge, little bit of what we have acquired from our gurus. I want to thank SIFA, the organization, for also organizing this wonderful event. Besides SIFA, there are so many people who are involved in their own little way. It reminds me of that aspect of the story, which I'm sure you all will remember too. When a little squirrel came to Sri Ram, small little thing with a tiny little stone, and giving it to Sri Ram to build the Ram Setu. And Sri Ram blessed that squirrel. Similarly, there have been so many of us since so many days who have put in that little bit of effort and a lot of effort to make this event happen. So thank you, our pranams to our gurus for making this happen too. Coming back to Ramayana, let us begin at the beginning. May I once again please request the people behind to be a little quiet?
Thank you.
Thank you. Significance of Ramayana and the learnings of Ramayana in our lives. The word Ramayana. Every word in our scriptures, in our philosophies, even our stories, has deeper meanings. Similarly, Ramayana is divided into two bits. One is Ram, of course, and Ayana. Ayana means journeys. The glory of Sri Ram in his journey. Yeah, that is Ramayana. We are going to see a little bit of the journey. And what is the meaning of Sri Ram? Sarveshu Ramanti iti Ram. Ram is in everything. Ram exists everywhere. According to the Vedic or the philosophical understandings, Ram is also known as the supreme consciousness. Ram is the Atma, Ram is the Brahman, and Ram is Om. We are very, very privileged today, as many people before me have said, to witness this momentous occasion. I'm not even sure that we all realize how important this occasion is. This generation is going to be the witness of seeing the resurrection of the Ram temple. Imagine in future, thousands and thousands of years later, people are going to say, oh, that was the generation which witnessed this event. That is the importance of Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple in Ayodhya.
Jai Shri Ram!
Jai Shri Ram. One more instance I want to share before I really start on my journey. In many of our distorted histories, we have been told that how easy it was that we were conquered. The Sanatanis, the Hindus, we became Hindus only after other religions came here. Till then, we were all Sanatanis. How easy they came and conquered over us, they made our land their own, and so on and so forth. Let me tell you one small example. All the other countries which were great empires, like Iran, like Tunisia, like Syria, like Egypt, within a span of 15 to 30 years since their invasion, they became Islamic. You know how many years it took for India, for Hindustan, for Bharat? And even then, it did not become Islamic. A journey of 1100 kilometers from our borders to Delhi. It took over 400 years at an average of less than 2.5 kilometers per year. That is the kind of resistance that they got from the Sanatanis, from those who believed in Sanatan and a Hindu Shastra.
Jai Shri Ram!
But why? What was so important that we preserve and stick to our culture in such a passionate manner? Coming back to our Shastras, this was the great blessing of our Gurus, our saints, our Rishis, who made that immense effort and made our Shastras idiot-proof. In every Shastra were given the details, the minutest of which was the time that our gods were born, in which nakshatra they were born. In today, if they were to see, they will find that yes, the proof is there. Even then, our country's prarabdha was that we had to go to the court and fight for what was ours. And we also believe that we won and we got what was ours. So from the Sanatani Puratan Kal, that is the importance that has been of our scriptures. Similarly, in the Sanskrit language, one of the most important epics, other than the Vedas, was written by our sage, Rishi Valmiki ji. Ramayana is one of the two epics, other one being Mahabharata, of course. Besides being Itihas, which is the name of our epic, it is also a Purana. What is a Purana? Purana is the ancient Shastra. And what did Puranas do? They explained the Upanishadic wisdom in a simple story, entertainment form so that everybody gets the benefit of this. So, Ramayana was also an Itihas as well as a Purana. Ram and Ayan. Ram we have seen, which is there everywhere. It is the same Brahman, the same Atma, the same Om which exists everywhere. Dasharatha was the king of Ayodhya. Dasha Ratha. Dasha means 10. Ratha, literally it means chariots. What it actually means is that one who holds the reins of the 10 things. What are the 10 things? The Karmendriyas and the Dhyanendriyas. Translating to English, it means the 5 organs of perception and the 5 organs of action. A thought comes to the mind and that thought becomes an action. But for the thought to be understood, those indriyas have to work and function. We get our knowledge through those indriyas. So a person who is in complete control of all the 10 indriyas, the karmendriyas and the jnanendriyas, is Dasharath. He was the king of which land? Kashi? No. He was the king of Ayodhya. Yuddha. Yuddha means conflict, where there is war, where there is chaos, that is Yuddha. And where there is no chaos, where there is peace, that is Ayodhya. What is the learning from this? The learning from this is when each one of us is in control of our indriyas, of our sense organs, at that time our mind is in a state of complete peace and bliss. So Dasharatha, of course, is the king of Ayodhya. The one who can control his indriyas, he becomes the king of that peaceful, steadfast mind. And only in such a mind can be born Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
The manifestation of that Supreme can only happen. He, of course, is always existing everywhere, but he manifests when you are in that kind of a place. Think about your own lives when they are conflicted, when they are in great trauma. Can you think of God except, oh God, what has happened? Can you really understand what God is at that time? No, you can't. So in order to have that peaceful state of mind, you need to understand how to control your indriyas. So we have seen Dasharatha, we have seen Ayodhya, and we have seen and understood what Shri Ram is. Let us move ahead. Shri Ram was born as an avatar, Vishnu avatar, we all know that. Why avatar was born? To serve humanity, to make sure that humanity learns from them, and once again we get back control of which seems to be out of control. In order to serve humanity, Shri Ram cannot be staying only in Ayodhya, in that calm, serene place, but he has to come out of the samsara. And how does that happen? Shri Ram, along with his guru, even as a young boy, was helping his guru, his acharyas to fight against the Rakshasas to preserve the yagnas. Yagna is what? It is what we are doing right now, a cooperative endeavor, when all of us come together to do something good. All of us put into that Agni, Swaha, and what comes out of it is a prasad for everybody. In order to protect those yagnas, Acharyas had requested Sri Ram, and which Sri Ram did. So his glory starts from that time, that he's always ready to stand up against adharma and protect of dharma. And Guru takes him on a pilgrimage. During the pilgrimage, they come to Mithila, which we know now, which is today in today's Nepal. Over there, he is married to whom? Ma Sita. Sita, actually the meaning of the word Sita is a furrow, a plow, which is used in agriculture. And she's called Sita because that is how King Janak had found her while he was making a ritual in the farms. This Sita is now married to Sri Ram. But in actuality, who is Sita? Sita is but Prakriti. Sita is that matter. When consciousness gets married to the matter, what happens is Jiva is created. You, me, all of us are Jivas over here. Because the consciousness is within us, but we also have this matter and material, so we are known as Jiva. And Jiva has to be in samsara. And what is samsara? Samsara is nothing but conflict. So when Sri Ram takes Ma Sita back to Ayodhya, conflict has to start. How can conflict not start once you are in samsara? In Ayodhya, everybody is rejoicing. Oh, the beloved prince of Ayodhya is come back with a beautiful newly wedded wife, a symbol of purity. What was Sita not? Only Sri Ram was the capable groom who could have married Sita. Such was the glory of Ma Sita. And there comes this newly wedded couple back to Ayodhya, and everybody is celebrating. But as I said before, in samsara, conflict has to begin. And how does conflict begin? What happens? Ram's mothers, Kausalya, who gave her birth, but the other two who loved him so much, Sumitra and Kai. In fact, Kai loved Ram so much, she in fact brought him up. And this Kai, unlike what we may have known, was not an ordinary woman. She was a brave warrior, beloved of Dashratha. She had stood by her husband and won many awards. This loving, courageous, wonderful woman, Kai. It was the tradition that time when queens married, they brought with them many people from their own kingdom, and one such person who came with her was Manthara. Manthara, whose man is asthir. Thar-tharta hai jiska man. Such was that Manthara, who did not have a steady mind, a good mind. And what did she do? Out of selfish reasons, she put that poison into the mind of such a brave queen. She put doubt and she put fear. The learning for us is this, that when we get wrong advice due to selfish reasons, be aware that the decision or the things that you do after such a doubt has been put into your mind can have serious consequences. So even in the best of minds was put fear and doubt by a lady like Manthara. And then the queen Kai, she asked for the two promises which were given to her by Dashratha. This is the time she found that, when her wonderful son had come back to Ayodhya. One boon was that let my son Bharata be the king. And the second boon was the disastrous, that Ram has to go into the Vanvas. Vanvas doesn't mean just going into exile. Vanvasa means you have to go deep into the forest where you are away from the cities or any civilization. And for how long? For 14 years. He was to be crowned the prince the next day when this disastrous tragedy fell upon him and he had to leave everything. The question is, what is the glory of Ram at this time? How did he react to something like that? When tragedies befall us, how do we react to something like this? Do we curse? Do we fight? Do we collapse completely? What is Sri Ram telling us?
Destiny and freedom.
He bowed his hands, and this is what he said. That what comes to you is your destiny. How you react to it is your free will. In Sanskrit, that is what we say. What comes to you is your prarabdha. But how you react to is your purushartha. Each one of us. And your purushartha will create your karma. So be mindful of that. Sri Ram just bows his hand. He does not feel even the slight bit of negativity in his mind. His parents, Ma Kaikai, and his father, King Dashratha, has given the orders that go to Vanvas, and there he says, yes, I will. And he proceeds. One more good thing he does before he leaves. He now knows the wish that his mother wants Bharata to become the king. And although Bharata was not present at that time, he makes sure that he tells everybody that when Bharata returns, he is very capable and I am so happy. Make him the king. Let him sit on the throne. He will look after Ayodhya beautifully. He leaves all his riches. He dresses up like a yogi. And there he goes into the forest. But not alone. Who accompanies him? His brother Lakshmana. What is the meaning of Lakshmana? Lakshmana means that mark, that tilak of auspiciousness. Wherever there is consciousness, where there is Sri Ram, how can there not be auspiciousness? So it is not Bharat or Shatrugna who go with him, Sri Ram. Who goes with him? It is Lakshmana. Wherever there is Lord, there has to be auspiciousness. They can never be separated from each other.
Jai Shri Ram.
And that is why Lakshmana goes with Ram into the forest. And can the Jiva live away from consciousness?
Impossible.
Can that Maya, Sita Ma, the Prakriti, be away from her husband? She can't. She leaves everything. Her sacrifice is there, we can see. And she accompanies Sri Ram to the Dandaka Aranya, the deep forest. Very happily they stay in the forest. For Sita Ma, who is completely immersed in Sri Ram, she does not even find the difference of the comforts of the palace to the difficulties of the forest. She is equally happy just to be with Sri Ram. All the time she is immersed into Sri Ram, a support for her husband there. And then what happens? In the Parna Kutir, for one moment, she gives away her attention and looks out into that world. Just for one moment. And what does she see in that moment? The golden deer. Is there such a thing like golden deer? There is a deer and they are beautiful. But a deer of gold? Obviously not. But yet, to that Sita who gets attracted, and then the desire comes into her mind. What a beautiful thing. I want that. That is what Ma Sita wants now. So even in the purest of a person, when desire strikes, then you get obsessed with it. You want it no matter what, you want it. And then what should she do? Of course, like every wife, she turns to her husband. Oh husband, I want that deer, please get it for me. And Sita Ma slowly transforms. Sri Ram explains to her, oh wife, is there anything like a golden deer? It is an illusion. Bring your attention back to me, I am here. But no, it is too late. Her senses have been captured and the deer of desire has taken over her. And at that time, she even, Rishi Valmiki in Ramayana, which you will all get, and if you get a chance to read, you will see how he describes what happens to Sita at that time. She even behaves badly with Sri Ram and tells him, like sometimes we do to our husbands, one thing that I'm asking for, you are not giving it to me. That one thing. What is the matter with you? And at that time also the Maryada Purushottam performs his duty and says, yes, the wife wants and it is my duty to bring. Knowing everything, he still performs his duty and he tells Lakshmana before he leaves that Lakshmana, Sita is not herself right now. Something is wrong. Make sure you are there to protect her. Make sure you are there. I am leaving her in your charge. Saying this, Sri Ram steps out to bring that golden deer. Lakshmana, in all his devotion for Sri Ram and Ma Sita, is sitting there patiently. What happens to Ram when he steps out? Instantly, of course, it is Prabhu Sri Ram. He knows that that is a demon, that is an illusion. He has fired his arrow and he has hit the target at that golden deer.
Jai
Who was
Shri
that
Ram.
golden deer? That golden deer was nothing but the Rakshasa Maricha. And in order for Ravana, we will come back to him, but for that Ravana, that demon, he could not even look at Ma Sita till he had made sure that Sri Ram was not there, and he had played this game using Maricha, his friend, to do this game and forced Sri Ram to come out into the jungle. And there now Sri Ram has fired his arrow, Maricha is dead, and one last evil thing this demon does even before he leaves his life is in the voice of Sri Ram calls out, Lakshmana, help! Lakshmana, help! The voice reaches the ears of Ma Sita and Lakshmana. Lakshmana just smiles and continues doing what he was doing. But Ma Sita, already in an agitated state, she hears that voice, oh, my husband, my dear, dear husband, who is after the deer. Something is wrong and I need to somehow see what is wrong. She turns to Lakshmana and says, brother, are you not listening? Sri Ram is calling you for help. Why are you not quickly going? And Lakshmana is sitting there calmly. He is polishing his bow and sharpening his arrows and being ready. And he smiles and he tells Ma Sita, Ma, what are you saying? You were talking about that Sri Ram. Don't you remember some time back, he had asked us to wait when 500 demons had attacked and he said, just prepare the food for me, I am coming. And he went out and destroyed the 500 demons. Such a personality, such a Sri Ram, our Prabhu, he will not manage one person. Ma, it is just an illusion, just a delusion, don't bother. When desire has overcome you, it has already made your senses weak. At that time, you are not ready to listen to reason. In fact, you get so corrupted, even the purest of minds. And she, unfortunately, tells Lakshmana, Lakshmana, I have begun to doubt you. I think I know what you are doing over here. I think you are probably wanting to be the king next. And not only that, maybe there are some other desires in your mind. Listening to this, of course, Sri Lakshmana was devastated. Ma Sita is saying this. He had to get up and he had to leave. And he tells Ma Sita, Ma, I am leaving and I will come back with Sri Ram, but I have just one request of you. Through my brahmacharya and through my tapas, I am making a forced shield for you. In many modern movies today, we must be seeing that the evil things are trying to enter your safe place and there is a force field and you can't enter. In those times, thousands of years back, Lakshmana had made, what did he make? A Lakshman Rekha.
Rekha.
And he requested, Ma, I will only request you that whatever happens, do not step out of this line, do not go there out of this dekha that I have put for you. And he takes his bow and arrow and goes to find Sri Ram and bring him back. Rama, the supreme, has left. Lakshmana, the auspiciousness, left. It is the time, a plot ready for the evil Ravana to come. Who is Ravana? Ravana is but the antithesis of Dashratha. Dashratha was having control of the 10 Indriyas. And who is the antithesis of Dashratha? The Dashamukha. And there comes Dashamukha in the guise of a sadhu. Again, there is a learning for us over here, which tells us, Ramayana tells us, that many a times utterly corrupt, utterly bad things come to you in the guise of being saints. In today's world, don't we know how many philanthropists and so many great personalities do many good things in the guise of being good, and for what purpose they do it? We have experienced all this. In our ordinary lives also we experience this and we know. And that happens, that Ravana has come over there in the guise, and there he bows and tells Ma Sita, Bhiksham De. Our Sanatani culture, ask any woman present over here, or for that matter, any man present over here. If somebody is coming to you for help, let alone a sadhu, will you not extend the hand? And yes, Ma Sita, brought up with that tradition, goes out and says, please take from here. He says, no, I am a sadhu, you are insulting me, you have to come to me and give it to me. And there she steps out of the Lakshman Rekha, and in one swoop, the sage, leaving his disguise, picks up Ma Sita, puts her in his vimana and carries her off to where? To Sri Lanka.
To Lanka.
One resistance he has, yes, we call it Sri Lanka, but remember, it is not Sri Lanka. Any person, any saint, any person who knows scripture will never say Shri to something which is a Lanka. In our Sanatan, we have two symbols which we all put during all festivals. One is Om and the other is Shri.
Shri.
Nobody calls themselves Shri. Other people have to be telling you Shri. It is Shri Ram. So Sri Lanka was never Sri Lanka. It was only that Lanka. And Lanka was that Maya Nagari of desire and delusion, lust and only vulgarity and nothing else. This was also a reason why Rishi Valmiki had kept Lanka away from the shores of Bharata kingdom. He did not even want a place like Lanka to be mentioned in the Bharata. That is why it was kept away. And to such a place, Ma Sita is now being taken away by this Ravana. Only one resistance she finds from the king of vultures, Jatayu, who was a friend of King Dashratha. He comes to save Sri Sita Ma. But of course the evil Ravana cuts off the wings, and there falls Jatayu on the ground, bleeding to death. The only reason he stays alive was to make sure, which he knew, that Sri Ram will come finding Sita and that his life will become sarthak, or it will have that meaning when he will be able to tell Sri Ram in which direction has Ma gone, who has taken her. And that is the reason he is still alive. Ma Sita, now a slave to Ravana, comes to Sri Lanka. And there in Sri Lanka she comes. An ordinary woman might have thought twice. A mighty king like Ravana is opening the doors of a palace to me, palaces of gold where everything I desire. He's ready to make me the queen of queens. But Sita, the moment she was taken by Ravana, she knew what a horrendous mistake she had made. She was full of regret. At that time, immediately she goes back into her conscious and starts the japa of Sri Ram in her mind.
Shri Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. She knows what she has done. She understands the magnanimity of her mistake. And there now she's helpless in Lanka, far away from home, far away from Sri Ram, where Ravana is promising her anything. The only thing Ravana cannot do was he could never touch Ma Sita, because he knew the moment he touches purity, he will burn. So he dare not touch Ma Sita. And Ma Sita refused to step into the palace of negativity. And where did she go? She went into the, anybody can tell me? Ashokavatika or Ashokavan. She sat doing the jap of Sri Rama under the tree of Ashoka. What does that mean? What is Shoka? Shoka means atyanta dukkha, means terrific sorrow. That is the meaning of Shoka. And what is Ashoka? Ashoka means happiness? No, it does not mean happiness. It means even when you have terrific sorrow, incredible sorrow in your life at that time also, don't lose it. Be steadfast. Hold on to Sri Ram at that time. That is the time that you need to be steadfast in your belief. That is the meaning of Ashoka Vatika and Ashokavan. Over there under the tree of Ashoka sits Sita, waiting for Sri Ram to come and rescue her. So this is what the Vedic philosophy tells us, that from Ayodhya to Lanka is the journey. Over here it tells us that without spiritual stamina, no one can withstand the threat and onslaught of circumstances in life. To hold fast to God, to hold fast to the name of Sri Ram. So this is the fall of the man, a divine individual who now becomes an individual of the material world. From now we will see the journey back. After having fallen, how do we make the journey back from Lanka to Ayodhya? Over here, I will ask Jagdish to continue with the journey. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. After having heard her, it is amazing atmosphere here now, in the heart and mind. What we have just heard is the divine falling to individuality, the divinity to individuality. But now the rescue of Sita is the story, the Ayana, the Ramayana of the individuality to divinity, from Lanka to Ayodhya. And this is an interesting aspect of the Ramayana. While Ma was in Lanka, don't you think that she was very happily over there sitting in Ashoka Vatika, just taking the name of Sri Ram? And Ravana, being afraid of that Pativrata Nari, didn't do anything. He didn't do anything, but the Rakshasnis were troubling her, tormenting her, torturing her every single moment, and were trying to impress this idea to become the queen of Lanka. But Ma was now completely in control of her mind, and now she was having the japa of Sri Ram on her lips, in her mind, in her heart, with one single focus. When the rise has to happen, Bhagwan has to be in your heart. And this is exactly what Sita Ma did. Every moment when Ma in Lanka was calling out the name Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, back in Bharata, do you think Ram was just happily waiting over there? No. He was too in a great turmoil. Why? When can I be with my Sita? What does this teach us? What does this tell us? That when A Bhakt remembers the Bhagavan in his bhakti. Even the Bhagavan cannot stay away from that Bhakta. And therefore, always remember, a Bhakt can get that Bhagavan through his bhakti. Therefore, Bhakt, Bhagavan and Bhakti ka sambandh, the relation can never be broken. Now, let us quickly go back to what happened after Ram and Lakshman came back to the kutia. Remember? They came back and they saw, oh, Sita is not there. Where is Sita? And they knew something has become seriously wrong here. They immediately started searching for her. In a direction they moved where they found Jatayu. As Rajshree has already explained, Jatayu was the king of the eagles. In trying to stop, in trying to protect Ma Sita being abducted, Jatayu sacrificed himself, knowing that he is just a bird and Ravana, the Dushta, will kill me. But without any fear for self, sacrificing his life, he did the seva for Ram. What is the learning here? What is the learning here? That irrespective of you being weak, stand up for dharma. When you stand up for dharma, dharma stands for you. Dharma, rakshati iti rakshataha. These are the words of Upanishad. And then what happens? Bhagwan Shri Ram himself acknowledges and gives moksha pradhanam to Jatayu. This event is called Jatayu Uddharan. Boliye Siyavar Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. These are the glories of Sri Ram. Moving ahead with the story. Now comes that very important aspect of Ramayana called Kishkinda. There are 7 parts of the Ramayana, Kanda or cantos. But in Kishkinda, there is something very, very important that is going to happen. Any idea? Any idea?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Kingdom of monkeys.
Hanuman! The great Hanuman is going to be introduced here. And of course, if I start speaking about Hanuman Bhagwan, it will take me 1 year. So please forgive me today for not speaking about Hanuman in detail. But Hanumanji meets his Ishtadev, his Bhagavan Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. All his life he had sung this. And what is learning? That when you remember Bhagwan, he will appear in front of you. When Bhagwan is met with Ram, Ram is met with Hanumanji. Hanumanji immediately takes Bhagwan to Sugriva. Sugriva was the younger brother of the tyrant Vanar king known as Bali. Bali was a terrible Vanara. Nara, Vanara. What does it mean? As on the stage you can see, Vanara are the kind of beings which look like slightly human, slightly monkeys, but they are from the jungle. So jungle dwelling beings, extremely strong, like monkeys, very fast, very sharp, but extremely strong also. Banara, Vali. Vali was the king. And why it is very necessary for me to tell you about Bali over here is because he was the incarnation of desire, of lust and of power. He only wanted these 3 in his life. And that is the reason why he had driven away his own rightful brother into the wilderness. Why? So that he could take his wife away. Such a dusht prani he was. Such a terrible being he was, with two powerful boons with him. He had secured two powerful boons. One boon was that he may become the strongest wrestler. And second, whenever somebody is fighting with him face to face, half of the opponent's strength comes to him. Imagine this. Can you imagine? I'll give you an example. If any one of you is wanting to leave the smoking habit, the terrible habit, the awful habit of smoking, can you ever leave it in the same group where the smokers are there? No. Why? Firstly, when they smoke, the cigarette has so much of power that half of your energy is gone. And second, it is already very powerful. So first, it is super powerful on its own. And second, the moment it is in front of you, you become useless. Your whole willpower is finished. Therefore, if you want to leave a terrible habit, what you have to do? Go away from that habit and build confidence and develop those things which can fight this habit. Means what? Slowly, silently kill that enemy. In the same way, on the request of Sugriva, telling Bhagwan Ram, please help me and this is what you will have to do. You will have to kill my brother from behind. Bhagwan Ram understanding that it is the dharma that you have to do. And that's why you can see Bhagwan Ram shooting Vali while Vali and Sugriva fighting. The learning over here is what? What is the learning that Ramayana is telling us here? That if the adharmi, if the evil is so strong and powerful, don't be afraid, be smart. Fight it from somewhere where it cannot see you, but kill it, defeat it. Why? If you don't defeat adharma, adharma will destroy the entire fabric of dharma. Therefore, Sri Ram teaches us that you have to do what? Speak less, think more, and act wisely. This is the learning from Ramayana. That thinking is very important with your mouth shut, and acting is very important after you have thought. Otherwise, you will just keep thinking like Mungeri Lal. Moving ahead. The second word of Vanar that I used was the younger brother. Quickly, tell me. Sugriva. What is Griva? Griva is that which is holding the reins of horses. If there are 5 horses and if all horses go anywhere, what will happen? You will reach nowhere. You have to have reins in your hand. And Su means well controlled. The reins of the horse is well controlled. Means what? Somebody with the mind ruling, controlling the indriyas, and the mind and the indriyas control under you. That is called Sugriva. And when Sugriva leads, even the monkeys, the vanaras, fall in line and do what is the seva of dharma, the seva of Sri Ram. Why is this important to tell you? Is because we all have something which is similar to those vanaras. No, not the body, the mind. There is a similarity shown in the Upanishads about the mind and monkey. 2 characters of monkeys, Asthira and Chanchala. Asthira means unsteady. Chanchala means continuously moving. Take a closer look at our minds. How is our mind? Can it ever stick on one topic? If at all it sticks on one topic, suddenly it moves to somewhere else. For example, very nicely. We are sitting in front of Bhagwan. Bhagwan smiling. You're having Japmala in your hand and you're saying, hey Bhagwan, Govinda, 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 Govinda. And the monkey jumps. Govinda, Govinda Rao. Govinda Rao took some 5,000 bucks from me last year. He has not given me. Again he jumps. Govinda Rao's brother is Krishna Rao. Krishna Rao is in America. America is very powerful, but China, I think. We all experience this. That when you want your mind to focus, it is jumping around. Only when the mind is sugriva, when it is controlled and controlled well, that you can use that mind for the seva of Bhagwan, of Dharma. Therefore, it is very important that Kishkinda, the Kanda, is explained so detailed. And therefore, we took this extra time to explain that Manyati iti manaha, that man is essentially the thoughts that you entertain. You are but what your thoughts are. With Sugriva having the control over the monkeys, over the Vanaras, now what happens? They send scouts in all directions to find out some information about Sita Ma. Remember, all this has taken some time. Some months have passed. And what happens? Hanumanji along with Jambavanji reach to the edge of India, in the corner of Bharat, Rameshwaram. And there, Hanumanji is reminded by Jambavanji about the glory and greatness of his own strength, of his own intelligence. And therefore, inspired by Jambavanji, Hanumanji does what? Jaladilandi gaye acharaj nahi. Those who know Hanuman Chalisa, this sentence comes there. That Hanuman took a leap and crossed the ocean very easily. This is what? And there is one more thing that he had done. What? Prabhu mudrika mili mukhmahi. That with the insignia, the ring of Prabhu Ram in his mouth, he jumped and crossed over Lanka so easily. Now comes the interesting aspect. Hanumanji has sought out where Sita Ma is in Ashoka Vatika. From far away, he is watching carefully what is happening with Ma. She is seeing Ma sitting in perfect composure with Prabhu Shri Ram's name in the mouth as well as in the heart. Seeing this, we all know Hanumanji is Buddhiman. So he takes a Sukshma Roop. Once again, those who know Hanuman Chalisa, Sukshma Roop dhari siyahi dikhava. What did he do? He took a nice, beautiful form and he slowly dropped the ring in mother's lap. As soon as Ma saw the ring, she realized her Sri Ram is somewhere close. And then, reaching in front of Ma, bowing to her, told, Ma, don't you worry, Bhagwan is ready. Let us do one thing, I'll take you with me. But remember, Ma Sita's mind is now completely under control. She is no more that momentarily distracted jiva. She is now an integrated personality. She says, no, my son. The adharmi, the rakshasa, the ravana, who has done this adharma, not to me, but to Sanatan Dharma, to every single respected lady. Only when Ram comes and does the justice, kills this Ravana and takes me, that I will go. Taking the blessing of Ma Sita, Hanumanji now returns. Do you think Hanumanji just returned like that? What did Hanumanji do? He burnt some parts of Lanka. Why did he burn? What is the significance here? What is the learning here? When a jiva in complete devotion bows and thinks of Bhagwan and Bhagwan alone, a message will come to you. An indication will come to you. Hanumanji will come to you and give you that indication that Bhagwan Shri Ram is coming. Boliye Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! This is the message, that when ego leaves, God enters. This is the beautiful message from Ram. Now that Hanuman is returned to Bharata, there is a new enthusiasm in the camp. All the Vanars and everyone is ready to do something. But how will everyone cross the ocean? Everyone is not having the strength of Hanuman. And this is where Bhagwan Shri Ram does the unthinkable. He makes the bridge over the ocean. The Ram Setu is built. What is the significance of Ram Setu? What does Ram Setu teach us? Ram Setu teaches us no achievement is impossible for a man if he knows how to act in the discipline of cooperation. Do you know the meaning, the word, Sanskrit word for cooperative endeavor? Yajna, what was just happening here? What is just happening here? Yajna means a cooperative endeavor where everyone, irrespective of your capability, of your ability, of your strength, chips in, puts in, gets your own talent together. Look what is happening today here. It is a yajna. In the same spirit of yajna, every single small creature came together and helped Bhagwan Ram build that Setu. What is Ram Setu important for? Ram Setu Kavi? What is Ram Setu important for? Remember, the Jiva from divinity to individuality has fallen. If there is no bridge, pratyahar, the in-between stage of the bahiranga samsara, the world which is outside colored with desires, to the antarang, the inside divinity, there has to be a bridge. And this bridge is representing the Setu. The Setu is representing that bridge. Now, Lanka is being attacked, and here I have to tell you about the terrible Rakshasa, what we call as Dasha Mukha. I don't want to spend even 1 second talking about that Dasha Mukha. I don't want to spend even 1 second of time to spend, but I have to, because Ramayana tells us that the Dashamukha is not somewhere far away. It is the 10 evil vasanas, the 10 evil deep-rooted inclinations of all humans. The 10 vasanas are written on the top. Read it, think about it, and eradicate it from your heart. Such was Ravana. Disrespectful, egoistic, horrific, selfish human being. Therefore, he is called Rakshasa. Look at the board. When you do Rakshasa as opposite, what happens? Sakshara. What does Sakshara mean? Sakshara means well-read, well-educated, well-knowledgeable. As Rajshree has already told you, in today's world also you will find such Rakshasa. The biggest scams in the world are done by you and me? By petty thieves who pick pockets? No. By very well educated, very well informed people. They don't only know the rules of their country but of the whole world. Therefore they cheat every one of us only for self-aggrandization. They are Rakshasa. So Rakshasa is in you, removing it from you is required. Therefore I had to show Rakshasa, the Dashamukha in front. Here Ram does what? He annihilates this Rakshasa, one by one cutting off all the heads and finally shooting the fatal arrow in his navel and cutting the body into two pieces. There Lanka falls. What is Lanka standing for? What is Lanka standing for? For adharma. What is the meaning of adharma? Lustiness in life is adharma. Greed in life is adharma. Secularism is adharma. Why? It does not allow spirituality to live. And these were the lakshana, these were the qualities of Lanka. Therefore, Lanka had to be burned down. But do you think, can Ram go away from Lanka just by burning it? No. Therefore, what he did, he installed a new king over there, who was his Ravana's younger brother, called Vibhishana. The only being in the entire of Lanka who would sing the name of Sri Ram. He would sing Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram every single morning. And therefore, Hanumanji recommended him to Bhagwan Ram. Taking Ma Sita safely now in what? How did they go back? Air Pushpaka. A flying vessel which was called Pushpaka. Hanumanji along with some others, with Bhagwan Ram, with Ma Sita, with Lakshmana, sat in it and moved back towards Ayodhya safely. But before reaching Ayodhya, they reached Nandi Gram. Why? Because Bhagwan's brother Bharata was living there, waiting for Ram with the padukas on his head. And in this way, once again, all of them reached Ayodhya Nagari, where the Ram, Sri Ram, was crowned as the king. And one may say that Ram Rajya was established. There are two questions to all people here. Question number 1. Maryada Purushottam Ram. You know, we were discussing this. And second question, what is Ram Rajya? Your kind attention. Hello. Two questions. Maryada Purushottam. Quickly. Maryada Purushottam. Okay. Purush. Purush. Man. Person. Maryada. Maryada. Not other. Maryada. Limitation. Is there any man over here who thinks he is unlimited? Any man, any human. Therefore, we are in Maryada. Bhagwan Sri Ram, no doubt, was the avatar of Vishnu himself, but he had taken birth of human parents. And therefore, he was in the Maryada as a human. Being as a Maryada of human, he showed other human beings how to live a dharmic life. Isn't it? Yes or no? Yes or no? And therefore, he was Maryada Purushottama. Purush Uttama, who is in Maryada of everything. Therefore, he lived his entire life as you and me. Yet, he lived holding the hand of Dharma. This is why he is called Maryada Purushottam. And the second question, Ram Rajya. When will Ram Rajya start? When will Ram Rajya start? Today. Remember the original version, why Ramayana has been said. The fall from divinity to individuality. From Ishvara to Jiva. From Ayodhya to Lanka. Then when you rise from individuality to the divinity is Ram Rajya. Therefore, Ramayana is not happening or happened somewhere far, far away. It is happening right now between you and me. It is happening in you. It is happening in me. You are Dashratha. You are Ram. You are Ravana. Choose what you want to be. This is the Mahima. This is the glory of Prabhu Shri Ram and Ramayana. Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
So we have heard the whole story of Ramayana. And as Jagdish told you, that Ramayana is not a story or somewhere else. Ramayana can be understood as our lives, and not only just our lives. Ramayana can be understood as ourselves, within us. When we fall, the way to go back is through bhakti. If your mind is steady, like in Kishkinda, a lusty, vulgar mind cannot be the ruler. If you want to do seva of God and bhakti of God, such a mind has to be destroyed. And in that place has to be a well-trained mind. Only then will the sevaks, the army of monkey, be available for you. And the army of monkey means your thoughts. Only when somebody who is steadfast and in control, then your thoughts also will be in control. And when your thoughts are in control, they will be available to serve. That is what Kishkinda Kand was about. And then to come back after your fall, you have to take the bridge of contemplation, think about things, and then you are free to come back from the Bahirang to the Antaranga. Once you reach back to your origins and leave the Chakravyu of birth and death to divinity, you are back into Ram Rajya. I hope we have done some justice to what can be explained in the Ramayana. We thank you all once again, and we end our session here.
But we can't end without vote of thanks. Firstly, we thank Bhagwan Shri Ram himself for being Jai Shri Ram. We can't thank enough our gurus, our Guru Swami Chinmayananda, who has explained to us the Kana of Ram in us. So our gratitude to our Gurudev, and of course, especially for today, all of us have chipped in, yes, but that Balakrishna family, Sifa, if Sifa would have not taken this step of going ahead, leading from front, we wouldn't have been here today. So our sincere gratitude to Sifa and the Balakrishna family. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.
Please be here. Hello everyone, some of you have already eaten, some of you are eating, some of you are going to eat. Now, big thanks and big round of applause to Rajshree ji and Bramta ji. So, very interestingly, the entire Ramayana, the learnings from Ramayana, they have done it in less than 1 hour. Yeah, big round of applause. If they can achieve that, the inspiration for me is, I can summarize and capture the